Round 3 of the World Tournament is my ex Ranfan versus the man whose hands have no ESRB rating, Nam. Before the violence can begin, after being unable to get her Instagram for a third time, Roshi's little cousin Jackie decides to see what's up with this Nam fella and why he insists on bringing the vibes in the locker room down. After a quick fourth wall break likening Big Nam to a character right out of a manga, Jackie gets into his Professor X bag and puts us on to the apparent reality that those who practice enough in the art of the turtle hermit apparently have their X gene awakened and can infiltrate the mind and hearts of whatever poor victim they happen to be feeling nosy about that day. But doesn't make it any less random. Come to find out, Nam is from the trenches, and his whole hood is struggling to make it through the next few months until the rain will start helping their crops produce and their FEMA checks come in. Nam, being the 10-time winner of his hood slapboxing competition, is giving enough dividends to box up the ops of the World Tournament so he can feed his fam in the neighborhood and save his town from gentrification. And with this added context behind Nam scaring the hoes energy, we enter the ring and see him take his place across Ranfan so the festivities can begin. Before we start though, I gotta remark on just how wild Nam's accent is, bruh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Good one, Nam!
I know it was a different time, and Dragon Ball is big in his gag manga bag at this time, but telling the most melanin challenge man you know to get in the booth and give us the thickest Indian accent you can muster that won't get us removed from TV is wild work. I ain't mad, just thinking of what homie's DMs will look like in current year would have me ready to pack up and move into a secluded island like Roshi myself. That being said, the match opens up with my girl giving him a merciless barrage, opening with a nasty kick to the neck that realistically should have put this fella to sleep, followed by a double axe handle and a tiger knee delivered with the worst intentions that he narrowly managed to escape. Nam, who went in seemingly with a few preconceived notions about what fighting a woman might look like, quickly learned that if he didn't up the difficulty ASAP, his hood was going to be home to a strip mall and a Whole Foods before he even had a chance to sob about it. So he cocked his pimp hand back, preparing to give her the wildest "how can she slap" in history, until all of a sudden, Fanny screamed in abject horror, surprising him so much he completely pulled the punch, visiting upon her one of those hand slaps you deliver to your little brother so he won't tell mom on you when you're getting into it. Even at this light of a touch though, Fanny erupts in tears, throwing Big Nam all the way off, knowing his Twitter feed was about to be in shambles the moment this hit the timeline. Ranfan capitalized in his confusion, hitting him with a liver blow that would have made him throw up his entire last few months worth of meals if he hadn't already been on an all-oxygen diet. Bamboozled for the last time, Nam asked his ancestors for forgiveness as he called upon the spirit of Chris Brown.
And on that day, me and Chris Brown would change bodies.
Prepared to visit upon Ranfan an androgynous rage that knew no gender. A non-binary ass whooping, if you will. Fanny, realizing that she might have taken things too far, pulled out her last ace in the hole, or perhaps I should say pulled off, removing her top and trousers to visit upon Nam the full breadth of her feminine weaponry. A quick note here is how in some broadcast versions of Dragon Ball, this entire section of the fight with Nam and Fanny was censored. The power of her aura, pink lingerie, and red Converse was too overwhelming for Western audiences, leading to some unintelligible cuts and the continuity of the fight being thrown all the way off, making it all the more confusing and hilarious that they showed Ranfan in her lingerie knocked out after the fight, creating even more question marks. Back to the scrap though, Nam was powerless. He was a man of simple pleasures, a naive country boy if you will. His algorithm was not prepared for a city girl like Ranfan. With angles and curves in places he had never seen in life before the internet, he was rendered speechless and she made her way towards him. It was also during Ranfan's little exhibition and seeing Jackie Chun's explosive reaction that Yamcha began to realize that Chun's relationship to Roshi may just be a little bit more than Roshi's cousin. Perhaps a brother? As Ranfan continued to walk up to Nam, relentlessly double-cheeked up on a Tuesday afternoon, sun was still out and everything. Nam's options became even more limited. Did he allow himself to fall out the ring, his fear of the kitty dooming his entire village to starvation and a new location for Starbucks? Or did he indulge in the divine feminine, breaking all his vows and standards of morality to have Ranfan show him the most brief of earthly pleasures? Calling upon all his willpower, Nam manages to see a third option, closing his eyes and processing the revelation that I can't feel guilty about delivering the bus ass if I don't see the bus ass. He gets on his blind Kenshi timing, not thinking but feeling the ass whooping, and puts my ex to sleep with a single chop, ending the fight and securing his place in the World Tournament lineup. Round 4 is Monster Beast Girin versus Goku. One thing that cracks me up about this fight is the differences between the anime and the manga. In the manga version, we roll straight into the bus ass, getting a brief scare of the competitors being unable to find Goku, only to find him knocked out by a tree with a complete lack of fear about his upcoming scrap. In the anime though, we get this whole ass build up with Girin getting roasted at a local bar for being a grown, and I'ma presume his gender here, man, ordering milk at 11:59 at night. This leads to him curb stomping some monks and nearly putting a hole in Yamcha's chest before Unk comes in and calms the whole affair down, reminding Jiren about how he doesn't want to mess up his bag getting in non-sanctioned fights with losers. And so Monster Beast Jiren takes the advice to heart, waiting until the following day to throw down with Goku to keep his cash flow safe. After Krill and company were able to track him down in the nick of time, Goku, continuing to be disrespectful as all hell, slowly begins his stretching routine as he readies himself to put Girin through a wall half sleep. This fella Girin is a menace too, starting off a fight with everyone's favorite bumpkin with a classic, telling Goku he dropped his pocket. Then as he went to take a peek, Girin used Tail Whip, and while appearing like it was super effective at first, much like in the Pokemon franchise, that ish was a waste of a move, and Goku got up after a brief bout of shock, more pissed off than hurt. For his troubles, he gave an involuntary massage to Dirty G's gastrointestinal system, then sent him flying into a new manga, giving him that so long King Bowser courtesy of Mario 64, only for Jiren to show him the wings weren't just for the fashion, as he propelled himself back to the stadium grounds. Realizing this little Neanderthal wasn't to be played with, Dirty G pulled out the stops, unleashing his Super Ghost Kamikaze Hawk 2 attack, giving Goku that first form Majin Buu treatment, beating the hell out of him while he was grossed out and immobilized. I know somewhere out there Majin Vegeta was punching the air for no reason as Goku continued to get brutalized by the beast, unable to fight back until Dirty G grew tired of the games, hitting the reverse Uno card on the Mario 64 situation and hurling Son Goku as far as his big meaty claws would allow. And as Jiren started flexing, telling Jimbo to call the fight, to his and everyone in attendance's surprise, the small nappy-headed boy was back, saved by his flying Cloud King Kunta before his tournament run could be put into the history books. Due to the unprecedented circumstances of access to a flying cloud, the judge made an exception for Goku to stay in the fight. But any more use of this main character ass pulls would mean disqualification from here on out. Man, Jiren was like, say less, and cocked back in an absolutely devious why I oughta so Bulma and the rest of his fam could prepare their RIP hashtags. But right before the blow could land, Goku's fourth leg burst from his trousers, allowing him to dodge the blow and giving him a seemingly wild power boost on top, helping him escape from Dirty G's saliva. As a quick test of his abilities, Goku decided to see what his foot could do in the stadium wall real quick, putting his foot through it, disqualifying him instantly just like Jackie Chun's old ass should have been against Yamcha. Nah, I'm lying, but I still feel like Big Homie broke the rules. That aside though, Dirty G collapsed faster than one of those cave exploration videos, handing Goku the throne as the only real beast still left in the ring, ending the fourth match of the Tenkaichi Budokai. Before heading into the next one, the homie Jimbo takes the stage to interview the two orange YNs that have been running amongst the tournament to figure out what their deal is. Bulma and company watched from the front row in horror, ready to take the first capsule out of there because not only they knew what a problem child Goku could potentially be with his tail back, but also the fact that not even the Kais knew what was going to come out of his mouth at any given moment, and this man was about to mic him up in front of an audience. Jimmy approaches, asking the age of the promising young man. Krillin sheepishly tells him 13, while Goku prepares to deep throat the mic, wondering if it's a glizzy, and the whole interaction just goes downhill from here. Krillin doesn't hesitate to let Goku know he a old dumbass boy, and that thing he was about to take a bite out of was so he can inflict DPS on the ears of everybody in the crowd by listening to what he has to say. After thinking a minute, Goku lets it drop that he's actually 12, telling Krillin he was capping originally when he told him and Bulma he was 14. Turns out it's actually 12 that comes after 11. Jimmy inquires about the tail. Krill agrees, giving him a heads up that despite how nonchalant he is about it, that's not a normal thing fellas on the planet just have. Go had let him know that thing he keeps on him is real though, and drops Shroud in front of the whole audience, horrifying Krillin and instantly requiring any footage from the tournament to be put on the FBI watch list. Not sure if he's dealing with a promo or the most incompetent individuals to ever grace the tournament stage, Jimmy knew he had to expedite this interview, getting to the point everyone in attendance wanted to know, just who the hell taught these kids how to throw hands? That's when Krill lets it drop that it was Mute and Roshi and the streets grew silent. Old fellow's name really still ring bells out here. Backstage, Jackie Chun looked on with pride, clearly happy his big cuzzo was getting all the love he deserves. Yamcha had to pay his respects too, admitting that the old fella not being in the box is equally as impressive as his ability to box. But there was another theory he had to test, approaching Jackie, letting him know that observing his complete lack of game and overabundance of Predator Riz when addressing Ranfan, the only conclusion he could make was that Chun was truly Master Roshi. Briefly making eye contact, the old man let the wolf cub know that he was mistaken. He was just old Jackie Chun. But he didn't make sure to let Roshi know about that boxing joke because he don't play about his cousin. As Yamcha fought his wolf fang hardest to beat the himbo allegations, Jackie Chun took the stage in preparation for the next round. Jimmy was done with the theatrics by this point and just wanted to get the hands underway. But Jackie would be damned if he let those youngins chop it up on the mic without getting his own yap session. And giving Chun a mic would prove to be a worse mistake than letting Goku have one, because this fool started acting up immediately. But he just got on the mic and started freestyling. Hey, this master Jackie Chun, but the ladies call me daddy. Now for everybody out there that's been calling me Unc, just know the grill ain't the only place I like to keep my meat, you know what I'm saying? Man, who gave this dude a mic? Fella started breakdancing, just busting it wide open. Y'all know little Goku was behind him having the time of his life, just picking up all kinds of bad habits. Eventually, the old fellow got winded, shook his nephew's hand for being the hype man he never had, and here, with the advent of Roshi versus Krillin, is what we'll call it. Tune in next time as the wildest scrap of the tourney so far begins. As his battle against the Wolf Fang's finest showcase, Jackie's no slouch. But the ball brawler Krillin is no cream puff himself. Will he be able to show Jackie the strength of his big cousin's school of martial arts? Or will Chun prove blood is thicker than water and weight training in this wild 5th matchup of the World Tournament? Only one way to find out. Be easy, y'all, and catch you soon in the next video.